This is CommunicAsia TV with Andrew Mackay of CISCO. Andrew, you were talking in the conference today about giving an insight into the network of 2020 with a particular view on 5G. Tell us some of the highlights of what you were saying in the conference today.
Yes. Good morning. Look, we every year CISCO releases their virtual network index, which is a forecast of mobile traffic and device mixes and services going forward 5 years. So our latest forecast takes us out to 2021, which puts us well into the realm of what people are calling 5G or the fifth generation of mobility. So some of the insights won't be a surprise, but it's a continuation of that phenomenal traffic growth we see, particularly in Asia Pacific. Some markets are going to grow more than 100% year on year, so they're going to double. The average for APAC is around 50%, and that is still driven by video. In fact, by 2021, over 80% of all mobile traffic will be video generated. And that's still going to be primarily mobile broadband, and it's going to be smartphone based. Now, the other interesting area is what are the new services that are coming, the so-called Internet of Things. So we are forecasting machine-to-machine devices to hit the 1 billion mark by 2021, but still only constitute a small proportion of the traffic going forward. So the insights we share are around how networks need to prepare for those trends, but also what's going to happen on the business side. So if you look at revenue for data services, it's not nearly growing at that rate. So the yield per megabit is declining rapidly, and that's something that as network partners for service providers, we've got to help them to navigate that transition.
Now, in helping them, what advice have you got? How do service providers prepare for this?
Well, the big thing we're saying is not to get caught up in the 5G hype. What we need to look is the network assets that are there today, and the primary way to get cost out of the networks is to simplify them and automate them. And we need to look at both the current physical assets and the future virtual assets in the network and how we bring those together. The other real care about is security, becoming more and more top of mind as we see these IoT devices start to get hijacked for distributed denial of services attacks. So we've made a lot of acquisitions in the security area so that we can build security into every network element so that we can analyze what's happening in terms of traffic, we can actually determine where there is a threat and close that threat off as quickly as possible.
Is that part of the CISCO vision? Give us your vision of what is the 5G network of the future?
Yeah, well, definitely the 5G vision is definitely, as you say, it's a network. It's not just about a new radio. There will be new 5G radios coming. So it's going to be heterogeneous in terms of access. Wi-Fi very much will still play a role, as will particularly 4G LTE and new radio 5G. So we're talking about having a network which really becomes a platform. So it is a lot more automated, it's a lot more simplified, but it also exposes a lot more of the service and the analytics and the enablers up to applications, whether that be the service provider applications or third parties. So ultimately we're talking about taking the network of today and really creating a network fabric, leveraging the cloud and virtualization to enable these new revenue streams, but also make the existing ones much better margins for service providers.
Well, with all that growth, it's certainly going to be interesting. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.